And a good morning to you all, every single person out there, ladies, gentlemen, animals, even you guys are welcome. It's the Wake Up Nigeria show, and by the way, you've got to, well, wake up every morning with determination. If you've, determined that you're going to be going to bed with satisfaction, a little motivation.
So, Mazino is all smiles this morning because I'm a lot shorter next to him. Why? Because I didn't wear my shoes in time, but that's fine.
Nobody has to know.
I'm proud. Good morning, and welcome to a brand new edition of the show. Time to wake up, win some bread.
Yes.
Yes, as a breadwinner, you know how it is. If you don't get it, forget it. I'm listening.
Whatever.
If you don't get it, forget about it. And of course, you should also be a champion. There are plenty of opportunities tied into each day. You have to be in the habit of seizing it. Biko.
Yes, indeed. Please be, all right? Be you, be a champion, but it might interest you to know that champions are not made in the gym, not like Mike Mesikeno. They are made from something they have deep inside of them. Like Mazino Appeal. Passion, determination, desire, dream, vision.
I don't know what he's talking about. But all I need you to do is stay glued to your television. We promise to give you something exciting this morning. I know MM is around somewhere.
Yeah, MM is going to be joining us, and together we'll be giving some very interesting discussions. I want to say something. So yesterday, got home really late, very late. In fact, I left here very late because we were creating magic here. I was so tired, but yet so satisfied when I woke up.
What kind
this
of
morning.
magic?
Oh, we're creating shows, fantastic
just
shows.
around Black Table.
Not just that, no, a lot of stuff. Black Table's live, by the way. We've got other stuff coming your way throughout the month of September and even after. Every single night at 11 p.m. You guys are enjoying great stuff.
Mazino just wants you to know that it's his voice that did September to remember. But it's okay. We understand. Can we move on?
They know this already, by the way. Don't worry. It's all good. Anyhow, welcome, people. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And of course, my name is Mary Bashua Alimi. Now, remember, you can use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and that's across all social media platforms, okay? That's for you to be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian television.
And remember, September, I'm joking. Remember, you can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere you guys might be across the world through our mobile app that you can download on Google Play Store and on iOS.
Yes, you can also watch us on GOTV channel 27 and on UHF channel 49. Now, we also implore you to follow us across all our social media platforms. We're talking Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at TVC Connect. So, let's check out what we have in store for you today.
All right, so on health, Dr. Ifedayo Ezenwa Dejari. He's a consultant urologist with over 20 years of experience in medical practice, 8 of which have been as a urologist. Will be joining us to talk about men's health and urology, the branch of medicine and physiology concerned with the function and also disorders of the urinary system.
For a musical performance, Fumi Oloyede, simply called Fumi, will be joining us. She is a music minister, lead worship coach, and so much more.
On parenting, Ochuko Prudence Daniel is back, and today she will be discussing academic versus school. What is the idea of school for young children? Ochuko is a dynamic entrepreneur and also professional early childhood practitioner who holds global Montessori credentials. She's also the founder of Mama Hill Montessori School.
Finally, joining us on the couch for an interesting discussion is Gregory Ojefua, also known as Greg Ojefua. We'll be having a conversation with this actor, comedian, voiceover artist, and so much more.
I like him. He's a very good actor. I've seen him play the bad guy in a couple of roles.
Questions? He just told me that he doesn't sell fudge.
There's something about that guy. I just like the way he looks.
I want to buy keke napep. But you know the funny thing?
What is?
Keke napep, as we call it, is actually something that costs a fortune these days.
Well, I think you can get it for up to more than $1 million, actually, if not up to almost 2.
Yeah, some people say it costs that much these days, and it's insane because barely 3 years ago, you could actually get it for about 200,000 to 300,000.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
you could. So it used to be something people just buy, then put it on the road, and then give it out on hire purchase. But now it costs a fortune, and
everything is expensive these days. Even grooming for men.
And women.
Is that a good? Did I segue right? No, I didn't. Whatever. There was this thing you were talking about grooming, yeah. And I remember actually saying that it's been a while since I shaved my legs, but you thought that was a bit too androgynous. But I actually do. I still think that it's something that everybody should do.
A man shaving your legs, seriously?
Yeah. Would you like to see?
Yes, I want to see. Show it.
It's too much skin for TV.
Oh, balloons.
But no, I used to always, because I like the feel. It's very smooth, silky, soft touch each time you're putting on your trousers, and it's very nice. And especially that I bike. So when you do that, you get really humid and sweaty. When you don't have those, it's much more refreshing
So,
feel.
you know, it's very interesting. Incidentally, I spoke about this on radio on Sunday evening. Yeah. And there's something I found out while I was doing my research. I found out that it's actually more hygienic to not shave, contrary to what we've been told by the beauty industry. Yes.
This is everywhere.
As in, leave everything. It's hygienic. But you're on your own. Time for the news update on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mary Bashwa Alimi. Now we begin in Lagos, where the death toll from the collapsed 7-story building in Lekki has risen to 6. A combined team of policemen, National Emergency Management Agency workers, and the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency have been working round the clock at the scene on rescue operation. Senior correspondent Sharon Ijasa has details.
More than 24 hours after an uncompleted 7-story building in Lekki area of Lagos collapsed, search and rescue operation at the scene are still ongoing. More bodies were recovered from the rubble in the early hours of the day as emergency responders continue to search for any survivor. The Southwest Coordinator of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Ibrahim Farinloye, said the agency is advocating preventive emergency work plan.
We shouldn't wait for disaster to occur, rather to prevent it from the bud. What we've been crying for is mainstreaming of disaster risk reduction strategy. If there are issues relating to regulation, we have various types of regulatory bodies. So the bodies should be empowered to carry out their functions as it should be.
We have many substandards in Nigeria, and we call them several times to improve. Because where you have design of 2 tons of iron rod, 12 mm, and whereby they deliver 10 mm for you instead of 12 mm, the building may have problem. My advice is that all the distributors of iron rod should buy iron rod with certificate.
According to eyewitnesses, the building was sealed on the 18th of February 2021 by officials of the Lagos State Building Control Agency, but the developer continued to work on it until the unfortunate incident on Sunday.
We appeal to the good people of Lagos State that we are on top of all the challenges and all the key stakeholders that are important in managing emergency are on the ground, and we are all working under the watch of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu.
With the increase in building collapse in the state and in other parts of the country, experts are of the opinion that there is a need for a national discourse on what will be the terms and conditions for the building industry to actually operate on when constructing a building. Pre-construction, during construction, and post-construction, where safety and the quality of products that will be used to build the building will be prioritized, and a minimum standard must be set to ensure that there is sanity in the sector. Sharon Ijason, TVC News, Lagos.
Now, outside Nigeria, Foreign Secretary Liz Truss has won the Conservative Party leadership contest to emerge Tory leader, but she will have to wait until Tuesday to formally become Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Ms. Truss and outgoing leader Boris Johnson will travel to Balmoral in Scotland tomorrow to meet with Queen Elizabeth II. The Queen must formally approve the formation of a new government led by Ms. Truss. Normally, these meetings will take place quickly at Buckingham Palace, which is just a short distance from 10 Downing Street, while the 96-year-old monarch will stay at her Scottish residence this time. Once those formalities are finished, Liz Truss will head back to London and arrive in Downing Street. She will announce a new cabinet, which is likely to include many of her supporters during the contest. And that's it on the news update for this hour on Wake Up Nigeria. So much more to come. Just stay with us.
And you're welcome. It's time to check out what the dailies have in store for you when you pick one up this morning. And this morning, we're starting from the Punch newspaper. If you have a copy, well, let's go together. Muslim ticket. No agreement with Tinubu. Can insists talks tough. Donation to Kuka Center, not bribe to pacify Christians, says Can's conscience not for sale. Prophetic voice cannot be silenced, Christian body says. And PDP jittery over Tinubu's visit to Jonathan, APC say. And Onanuga promises issue-based campaigns. At the top of the Punch newspaper this morning, Discos failed to utilize 1,936 megawatts amidst blackouts, says the FG. That on page 21. And FG suspends 5% telecom tax on calls and data. And a flooding killed 372 persons in 8 months, say NEMA. And on page 211, state vastities shun ASU, FG threatens unions. Let's move on now to our next daily for this morning, and of course that is the Daily Trust for a Tuesday. We'll eliminate all terrorists by December, say the federal government, and says worst of insecurity is over. A counterinsurgency, not fair fight, defense ministers say, and economic reform must support military offensive, security experts tell. At the top of the Daily Trust, death toll now 372 as flooding spreads to 33 states and the FCT, and police burst Ogun baby factory where men are hired to impregnate girls. Kuje prison security breached despite 65 well-armed personnel deployed. At the bottom of the Daily Trust, Buhari suspends new excise duty, telecoms tariff hike, and Boko Haram runs short of food weapons as floods take over enclaves. Lagos Commissioner resigns as a building collapse, death toll hits 6. And finally, Amusa returns to winning ways, strikes gold in Berlin. Moving on now to our next and final daily for this morning is The Nation newspaper. And front and center is PDP crisis. I will crush my detractors, say Wike. It's too late to break my ranks. Atiku already sharing position before poll, says Rivers governor. At the top of The Nation, petrol scarcity looms as Ip-Man stops supply. And how Tinubu's vision turned Lagos into mega city. Elizabeth Truss is British Prime Minister. That on page 27. And collapsed building in Lagos, Commissioner resigns. At the bottom of The Nation, worst of insecurity is over, say the federal government as they tell Nigerians. 3,407 insurgents surrender. 96 arrested by troops. Abuja-Kaduna Highway now safe. 66 terrorists killed, anti-terror war to be intensified, and 52 captives rescued. And finally, federal government suspends 5% tax on telecom service. One headline that seems to be all through, well, reads all through all the front pages for the dailies this morning. That's all we have for the papers. Do pick one up. If you have something you want to tell, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. There's plenty of witness for a morning like this, because I don't think that I want to do anything that's too, extraneous this morning.
Larry.
What? I'm feeling myself. Can't you just encourage me?
Okay.
If nobody's going to hype me, I might as well do it myself.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, so now let's talk about it.
That was so deep.
And it sounded like if I catch both of you.
You guys better get a room already.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wake up room.
Last week, I caught up on this story, and I thought that it would be a good conversation, right? And would also like to hear your thoughts on it. And I'm sure that a lot of people can relate with it. So this parents just recently cut off their son. Why? Because
cut him off.
Yeah, they cut him off.
Like
the father
disowned
actually
him, more
disowned him.
like.
Yeah,
Okay.
the father disowned him. Why? So in the last 7 years, this guy is supposed to be in medical school. So the parents have been sending him monies for school fees. He comes home during the holidays.
Is it in Nigeria?
Yes, in Nigeria. He comes home during the holidays, right? Gets the mother will pack food items, pack food stuffs, give to him. He's going back to school. He will go to school. Unfortunately, he's not been in school.
What has he been doing?
Nobody knows.
Okay.
But has he been in school? No. So parents recently found that out, and father is like, you know what? I'm done with you, boy. Peace.
See, Pala grâce de Dieu, that will never be my portion.
Ooh.
In the mighty name of Jesus.
You're scared for your
And
kids,
started
aren't you?
speaking in
No,
tongues.
you know, it's not speaking in tongues. I even say it was actually French, by the grace of God. See, the reality is, do you know the amount of trust the parents would have had in such a child.
Especially thinking that he's in medical school.
In
my
medical
son is going to
school.
be a doctor.
So you don't bother, you feel, oh, my son is, you know, mature enough to take care of himself. He comes home for the holidays. Obviously, I'm sure he does. Maybe even his mom has insisted on coming to visit him 1 or twice. You say, don't worry. And then maybe 1 or 2 times, his mom has insisted on going. And then he has arranged with somebody he knows there, squats in the person's room, pretends to be a student. Because for you to keep up such deception, the full story wouldn't be told, but a lot has gone on. An average Nigerian parent will visit their child in school.
Let me say something.
Let
me say something. First of all, I'm a proponent for you don't really have to go to school to actually make it in life. Parents invest a bit too much in kids, especially when they think that this is going to be my pension plan. So I'm not saying that they did wrong. I'm just saying perhaps they invested a bit too much, especially mentally. Are the parents to blame? I think they were distracted. How could you not know for 7 years that you were pouring money down a well? However, are you really pouring money down a well? What was this guy doing in that time? There are stories in the past from the 70s and 80s. The late, great fella Anikulapo Kuti went to medical school, but not. In fact,
I can remove my shoe and break your head.
It's a fact now.
Listen, you know why? Because you are telling me that you would keep up with such deception.
No, I will not.
No, wait. Let me land though.
What you call it?
A child keeps up with such deception.
I'm not espousing to it though.
For 7 years, and then you're saying the parents were distracted.
My thoughts.
They were distracted.
Both people are to blame. The parents are to blame. The child is to blame. Why? I believe, I had this conversation a few days ago. Yeah, I had this conversation a few days ago with my husband where I was saying that we parents always impose our traits into our kids. And we always want them to be who we are. And it's not, a child's behavior is only a reflection of the parent's behavior.
What did I just show you just now? Yeah?
Are there conversations that should have been made about what this child wants to do? Because if this child really wanted to study medicine, he would be in medical school. But apparently, that conversation was not had. Do you want to be you will be a doctor. You must be a doctor. But it happened to me.
That's not even the question. Do you want to go to school?
It's a question you should ask yourself. Thank you very much. I think that conversation should be had.
I know most children are at school right now, but let me state this. When your parents send you to school, insisting you study a particular course, and you think that they are imposing it on you, you are making a big mistake. There are people who have become successful doctors today who are musicians.
There are also people that have become successful musicians.
You can't study this thing your parents are telling you to study, because someday it will be your fallback plan. Your parents have foresight. It's why they are insisting you get that.
I disagree.
Don't get it. Listen, your parents want the best for you. Sometimes you might not agree, but it's best to just even get that certificate.
Oh my goodness.
Look at Fowles. Fowles is a lawyer. Trust me, it is helping him in his music. Do what your parents are telling you to do. You might not like it, get the pali for them. Do you understand? Get the certificate in your mind for them. But someday, no certificate is ever wasted. Do it, do it,
Well,
my parents didn't force me to study what they wanted me to study.
Exactly. So you see, your parents had that conversation with you. We have to go on a break now, people. We would like to hear your thoughts. Are you on this ship? Did your parents have a conversation with you before you joined school? Did they want to? Did they probe for that to know what you really wanted to do, or they just imposed a course of study to you? Let us know on all our social media platforms at TVC Connect. While we get this one to the room, we'll be right back. Stay with us. And we are back. You are welcome. You're still tuned in to Wake Up Nigeria. Of course, with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Ruffy B.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. This woman has been a part of our history books here in TVC when it comes to catering. She is phenomenal. Thank you so much.
You're welcome,
for always being there. Yes. So this morning she is making spaghetti bolognese. Right? Now let's go right into the ingredients.
Ingredients. Spaghetti. Yellow pimento. You can also call it yellow pepper. Green pimento. You can call it green pepper. Red pimento. Because you can find it anywhere you can rate red pimento. You'll be wondering what's the name of it.
Yes, it's actually pepper.
Carrots. Veg oil.
Okay, vegetable oil.
Yes.
These are all the ingredients we're working with.
Yes.
Okay. It seems like a very easy recipe. You want to talk us through it?
Yes, yes. Very, very easy to prepare. When you just get home and you're hungry, under 30 minutes, you can prepare yourself. Oh, I want something fast. something that can get ready under 30 minutes. So let's go there now.
All right, great.
For the preparation.
This is Chef Ruffy. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are making spaghetti bolognese. We are about to parboil our spaghetti, which is, of course, the first process for the recipe. On your screen right there are the ingredients. People, look it up. Get your pen and paper, scribble those ingredients down, and yeah, if it's something that you want to try out later on in the day or the kids are going to love it, school has resumed. And this is something, a breakfast that you would like to make for the kids. They're definitely going to love this, of course. We have a few more ingredients right there. We have our minced meat, of course, because, I mean, your spaghetti bolognese is not complete without that. We have our tinned tomatoes someplace, somewhere around. We have our chili pepper as well, you know, to add a bit of spice to the spaghetti. This will be ready in a bit, of course. We have our seasoning cubes. Right, yes, we have our seasoning cubes. So what do we do first off?
Boil up.
Our pasta.
Oh, pasta?
That's our spaghetti.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So we are parboiling our spaghetti. Ruffy B, please, I'd like you to come here for a minute. Thank you. Yeah, I know we can't wait, you know, to get things ready. But I'd like you to please come over here. Let's talk through the process for our spaghetti bolognese. Okay, so right now we're about to put the spaghetti on the heat, right?
Yes.
Do you need me to put that on?
Yes, you need.
Yeah, okay. I'm just going to do that for you right now. Chef Ruffy B is about to get cooking. Wow, she can't wait. She's like, ooh, can we get this ready already? Yes, we will. So after parboiling the spaghetti, what's next?
When you parboil it, you drain it, which is when you filter it.
Okay.
So after that, you keep it aside to simmer for some time.
Okay.
You start stir-frying your veg.
Okay.
We call it saute. You saute everything. When you finish sauteing it, you will add your pasta to heat.
Okay.
Then you serve it, ready to heat. That's
very easy. I told
very.
you guys that this is a very easy recipe. The kids are definitely going to love this if they love spaghetti. While we are getting things, prepping things up here in the kitchen, let's head over to the couch for some health discussion with Mazino.
Thank you very much, MM, and you are welcome. Now we've got some health for you here, and today on health we are joined by Dr. Ifedayo Ezenwa Adejare. Now he's a consultant urologist with over 20 years of experience in medical practice, 8 of which have been as a urologist. Now he joins us to talk about men's health and urology, the branch of medicine and physiology concerned with the function and also disorders of the urinary system. You are welcome, Doctor. Good to have you here.
All right, nice to be here as well.
You look exactly like a doctor. No gainsaying there.
Yeah.
Now, when we told people that we're having a urologist come over, they sent in some questions, and they're very interesting questions, some of which I didn't think about myself. But first off, let's intimate people with who exactly a urologist is, apart from the fact that it's a word that you can't pronounce after every Friday night when you're out with your friends. It's
you can't pronounce it after every Friday night. Anyway, so a urologist essentially is the doctor, a surgical specialist that deals with problems in the male genital tract and both male and female urinary system.
Okay.
Essentially, that's what a urologist is.
Okay, but you're focused on men's health.
Yeah, but we're just talking men's health.
Yeah, okay, fantastic. Why should men care about urology? Yeah,
I mean, it's a very important aspect of a man's life. You know, sexual health, the urinary tract. Especially when men are getting older, some of these things begin to malfunction, ever more so. So it's very important. I mean, you see a lot of men with prostate issues, urinary problems. Unfortunately, quite a number also with prostate cancer, some with stones in the urinary tract, and you know, sexual problems, erectile dysfunction, and the like. And these things cause a lot of issues maritally, socially. The men have, I mean, the man who's incontinent is unable to hold his urine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's very embarrassing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there a correlation between these problems and habit, especially in earlier life?
Probably not. Most times, if there are habits, there are probably habits that have to do with things like smoking.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, if you smoke heavily, you're putting yourself at risk of of things like erectile dysfunction later on in life, because that affects the vessels in your body, your blood vessels, which is one of the risk factors for.
Wow, that's an information people need to hear, because not every smoker out there knows that. That's very interesting. I've got a question here from people who sent these in. First off, they wanted to know about the term urology and also reproduction. They show up always in the same phrase.
Sure.
So that correlation, can you explain that to us?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the work a urologist does has to do with reproductive health in men, sexual and reproductive health in men. I mean, we tend to see a lot of men with fertility issues, low sperm counts, who need help in evaluation and treatment of that problem. You also tend to see a lot of men with erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation, and other sexual issues, who, you know, you got to find out why they have these problems, help them treat it. As you know, these are real other room issues, the other room issues.
Other room, not the kitchen.
Yes,
not the kitchen.
The other room issues that lead to serious breakdown in communication between couples. So.
Oh, wow. It is important that men and women, of course, should get screenings often. When should they consider starting getting these screenings? And what are the ones available at Evercare, for instance?
Yeah, so specifically now in urology, I think for men, the most important screening is to check for prostate cancer. We are Africans. There is a 1 in 4 risk of a man developing prostate cancer amongst blacks.
What is prostate cancer exactly now? We hear it all the time, but I think the specific definition eludes us.
So, I mean, it's straightforward. That's a cancer growing in a small organ in the urinary tract just below the bladder. It's very deep in the body. So, I mean, except somebody examined you before, you would never know there's an organ called the prostate.
What's the function of the prostate?
It's just there to support reproduction. I mean, it produces fluid that's about 30% of what comes out as part of semen. You can remove it completely without affecting fertility potential, though that person is unable to naturally father a child. Would need help, treatment of all kinds.
It being responsible for the fluid that actually helps disseminate semen. Wow.
I was going to talk about screening. Let me know.
Yo, please. We digress.
Yeah, we digressed a bit. So, I mean, specifically, screening for prostate cancer is very important for men who are up to 50 and above. Yearly basis, you should get a PSA test, which is the blood test. Which measures a protein produced by the prostate. And this blood test, we use it to assess the risk of finding prostate cancer in the particular individual. The other thing that you should do is to get a prostate examination, because you could find some men with normal PSA, for instance, who have abnormalities on their prostate that are suspicious for cancer. So those two on a yearly basis help to identify men at risk of prostate cancer. Then, depending on the findings of those tests, you go ahead and do further testing, something called a biopsy, where you essentially take a sample of the prostate to see what's in it, and therefore, you can make a diagnosis. The key in prostate cancer care is early diagnosis. Early diagnosis and the right treatment leads to good outcomes.
So you say it's important to start these screenings from when you're 50. Any younger? What if?
Yeah, I mean, for younger men, for those especially who have high risk, if there's a positive family history, or 1 or 2 or more first degree. Yeah, there's some genetic component to it. If there's a positive family history in 2 or more first degree relatives, a brother, uncle, father, those kind of men should actually screen earlier. I'll tell you, I've seen a couple, unfortunately, of men who develop prostate cancer, and I have seen one in his 30s and one in his 40s. And when I asked the gentleman who was in his 40s, he said, his dad died at a very young age. I suspect that man probably had prostate cancer.
Wow.
Unfortunately, he also
passed. That's unfortunate. How regular after your first screening should you then take this?
For anybody, it's about 50 on a yearly basis.
On a yearly basis. Are they expensive, these screenings?
No, they're not. They're well within affordable rate.
Okay. Now, so how can viewers actually take advantage now, seeing that they've heard this information and knowing how important it is, especially if you're male? How can they take advantage? What do they need to do? Where do they need to go to get these screenings?
So, I mean, I would advise every man to go see his doctor on a yearly basis, get a blood test, the PSA test, and a prostate examination. And if there's any concern, request a referral to a urologist to get that evaluated.
At Evercare, do you have to pay for these first consultation?
Yes,
consultation?
yes, you do have to pay for
but
the
it's inexpensive, like you said.
No, it's well within an affordable range.
So what are you doing, doctors generally, now to make people more aware of this? Because this is something that not many people think about.
I think there's too little advocacy about men's health issues. There's a lot of talk about breast. Pardon me, but I think it's very necessary.
It should balance.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about breast cancer, which is very necessary, but very little talk about prostate cancer, for instance, just to give an example. And I mean, this is one of those things that we need to do to, improve the awareness. Of course, I think there's a need for more advocacy groups for men's health, and I think there's a need also for men to talk about issues that affect them health-wise. There's this reticence about men who just want to keep quiet. They don't want anybody to know what's going on with them.
Culture.
Culture. I'll give you a quick example.
Real quick.
I have a patient in the hospital right now, last week. He was on admission for surgery, had surgery, my patient. His brother was in the next room for another reason. And neither of them wanted to know.
Wow, they didn't want each other to know that they were...
each other to know that they were in hospital.
Wow.
And they were in the same hospital.
Wow.
On the same floor.
Wow.
And a third brother was looking after
both of them, not letting you. It's a very crazy drama regarding health. But if you're out there, you've heard from the good doctor himself, Dr. Ezenwa here. He's telling you guys, get yourself checked, especially on a yearly basis, especially past the age of 50 or even before, because there are men who actually have these problems from before then, and make it a yearly check. Thank you very much, Doctor, for coming through and letting us know about all of these. I mean, it's very, very important information, and we are fantastically glad, if there is such a phrase I could use, that you actually made this a platform to tell people about it.
Yeah, my pleasure being here.
And you too. All right, just hang on a second. Do stay tuned. Don't go anywhere, because we've got plenty coming your way. We've still got more than an hour on the show here today. Even if it seems like it's been a year since we've been on it, it's because of Mary, and we still have a discussion to go. We'll tell you about that one after.
Now let's talk parenting. We've got Ochiko Prudence Daniels in the studio with us, and today she will be discussing academic versus school. What is the idea of school for young children? Now, just so you know, Ochiko is a dynamic entrepreneur and professional early childhood practitioner who holds global Montessori credentials. She's also the founder of Mama Hill Montessori School, and it's such a pleasure to have you in the studio with us today. Looking gorgeous as always. It's been quite a while.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so when we talk school for young children, people always go, school? Why will you take a child to school? Please, that is something that I feel many people are not really aware of and all. So it's a pleasure to have you here to enlighten us on the need or lack of young children going to school. Why is it necessary?
Well, so the problem for me as a professional is in our own environment, parents are hunting for academics for young children. There's a huge difference between academics and education.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Education is everything. Learning about the world, learning about everything, learning functionality, adaptability, life itself, knowledge,
relationship,
skills, relationship, experiences, and all of that, and be able to recount them, telling of stories, the past, the present, experience in general. But academics is the credentials, structured, counting
learning,
1, 2, learning,
ABC
and all of that. So parents run after those, and I find I have a problem with that. School for young children is not bad. You can take a young child to school, but what kind of school is he or she going to? What is the child learning at school? So if it's a school where the child experiences love, relationship, movement, teamwork as in play with colleagues, fellow, other children, and all of that, excellent, 100%. But when you begin to force the child to, you don't know this, you must know it. That's what your parents are paying for, and all of that. That's where the problem really is.
Now, I actually totally agree with you, because I realize that many parents do not know that education is different from the old credentials things. Like, they believe school is about learning your book, in quotes. Yeah. They do not realize that there's so much more to schooling, a lot more to actually getting an education. Educate somebody means to educate them in all spheres of life, so you learn. So I really appreciate you shedding light on that. However, before we proceed on this conversation, I would like you to tell us exactly what age we are looking at. Because, you know, many parents are working now. So you want to take your child to a daycare or some kind of creche, or, you know, your child making progress to preparatory class and all. Can we look at the age for each step, as the case may be? Sure.
So before the age of 6, 5 years and below, those are the most critical developmental stages of a child's life. And as a parent, you want to put in the best to ensure that your child is prepared for success in the future. Yeah. You know, if you read up about the Abyssinian children research that was carried out in 1972, a lot was put into that to ensure, to ascertain whether even school going is required for success. Does your background affect your success in life? Does poverty have a say in this? Does all of those things have a say in this? So coming from Nigeria, where we are so crazy about certificate and big degrees and all of that, I think we need to slow down. I do not have a problem with children going to school from 0 to 6. Okay. You can actually put a 3-month-old in a crèche. It's absolutely fine. But you must ensure there's a professional in that crèche who understands the development of that little baby and can serve the need of that child as required professionally. Other than that, I think it's better you keep your child at home. The job is not worth the future of that child. Okay, so now let's now take a look at a mother or a father, or both of them, as the case may be, has decided that, okay, their child is going to school. Okay, now let's look at what class the child should be in, because now we have classes. We have creche, we have preschool 1, preschool 2, all of these, which I may be wrong because you are the educationist here, but I think it's just ways to get money from the parents. Because after preschool 1 and 2, you still have nursery 1, nursery 2, before the child now gets into the primary. That's right.
Yes. What age should each child be? Should a child be in each class?
Okay, so I may not be able to support you on that or give you actual information in that regard, but in the Nigerian system, it's categorized. Okay. I practice authentic Montessori. Okay. And Montessori is fashioned towards child development. Okay. And just like Dr. Maria Montessori said, is a development of the total child that is adapted to his place, his time, his culture, and is able to embrace the world. So when the child comes out, it's complete. It's not like it's broken. Yeah, so looking at 0, so Montessori is grouped in 3 years. Okay. We have a vertical grouping. So 0 to 3, one category. Okay. 3 to 6, another category before you start elementary school. Okay. Yeah, but in the Nigerian system, we have like reception, and you have like before 2 years and below. Yeah. And then 2 years to 4 years, and then 4 years to 5. And there. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. I feel like this is something that requires a lot of breakdown so that many parents can understand exactly what they're getting. Yeah, but parents should actually just get their children to play, to enjoy the life. They should introduce the life to the children in a lovely manner so that they're totally educated, not just making them cram and pour out. And pour out whatever they've been taught. Yes, it brings frustration in the future. Indeed, it does. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. My pleasure. Okay, so talking parenting just makes me think of feeding your children as well. And one of the things that excite children,
spaghetti bolognese, which we're having for breakfast today. I know MM is on standby with that.
Yes, I am. The kids absolutely love spaghetti bolognese. And if you're just joining us, with me in the kitchen is Chef Ruffy B. And we are making spaghetti bolognese, right? Yes. Now let's run through the ingredients and where we're at right now. Let's go. Let's talk about the ingredients quickly.
Quickly?
Yeah. Okay. So the screen, the ingredients are on your screen right there, but run through them quickly.
Yes, yes. Yellow pimento, green pimento, red pimento stroke onion here, carrot into stripe shape, diced meat. We can also use minced meat.
Okay.
Yes, we call it tomato puree as well. This is chili pepper, 2 cubes of Maggi,
seasoning cubes,
oil,
butter and salt.
Yes.
Great. So let's now that we have our spaghetti parboiling here, it's almost ready.
Yes.
Okay. So what's next?
To fry, to saute our veg together.
Okay.
First thing is to add your butter.
Okay. That's margarine.
That's margarine.
Okay. This is going to give the spaghetti a really, really good flavor. Lovely flavor. Nice. So what goes in next?
Onions.
Okay. Nice.
Your onion is.
So we're going to let that caramelize with the butter flavor.
Yes, yes.
This meal is going to be bursting with a lot of flavors afterwards, because when you have your butter, you have your onions, with all of the veggies. Nice. Okay.
Your tomato puree, which is tin tomato.
So we're going to let that fry a bit.
A bit.
Nice. It's coming out really nicely.
Add little water.
Okay. Do you need help with anything?
No.
Okay. So how long are we going to leave that for?
The one I'm doing right now?
Yeah.
Under 15 minutes, everything will be ready now. This one, under 5 minutes.
Okay. So you're just going to fry that, the tomato puree a bit longer.
Yes.
That's nice. What do you need? Okay. Red bell peppers. Okay.
The green pepper.
All right.
The yellow.
Okay.
Tomato.
So all of the veggies are going in.
Going in now.
And then afterwards, once that is ready, what's next?
To add it up to our pasta.
Okay. So once our pasta is ready, we mix the stir fry with the pasta
together,
and food is ready. Fantastic. Told you guys that this is a very, very, very easy breakfast. The kids are absolutely going to love it. You are going to love it. Something that if you have around the house, just laying around, something you just whip up in a bit. We have to go on a quick break now, people. It's the top of the hour. Yeah, we have some exciting things coming up later on. But hey, we want you to be a part of everything happening here in the kitchen. And Chef Ruffy B, as you can see, is hard at work, making sure that our spaghetti bolognese comes up really nicely and tastily. Yes, so, ooh, that looks lovely.
You can see the veg is full of. So we're going to garnish it with all these vegetables.
Okay.
We garnish our spaghetti with this.
With the veggies.
Yes, to make our meal balanced.
Oh, nice. And this is actually a new, a really, really nutritional blend of ingredients, because we have like our veggies, we have our vitamins from our veggies, and we also
and the pasta is also vitamin A. Those are veg.
Yeah. So we have a good balanced diet here happening here in the kitchen. So much happening here on the show, also here in the kitchen. I hope you are a part of everything happening here on the show. We have to go on a quick break now, people. It's the top of the hour, people. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I feel a lot taller now. That's good. So, Mazino, I have a question for you.
Okay. What?
And I'm also giving you that question.
All right. What is it?
Take 2 million naira or flip a coin for a chance to win 20 million naira. Which one would you take?
I'll flip the coin.
Take 2 million or you flip to win 20 million?
I'll flip the coin.
And if you end up winning nothing?
It's okay, too. I already have 2 million. 2 million naira is nothing.
No, you don't understand. I'm giving you 2 million. So after the 2 million, you have shut up, proud person. I'll flip the coin.
I'll still flip that coin for 20 million because I think that's the bigger price. 2 million I can make. Yeah, you know, it's okay.
Okay.
In any case, hey, I also have one for you guys. Okay, so 10 million naira or a dinner with Jay-Z. Which one would you do? This is Jay-Z.
I will pick the dinner with Jay-Z. Do you know what I can learn from Jay-Z? People underrate that guy. That guy is very rich. He could give me some wisdom, some tips, and he might even give me some connections to make some big money.
You sit down with him, he tells you so and so and so. Do they apply to this climb? First of all, no. Do they apply to this climb? The way he made his money over there.
There is no business idea that does not apply to any climb. It depends on how you apply it.
See, listen, you can't say that the knowledge that he's giving you is worth that 10 million naira you're foregoing.
You know what? We are going to have this conversation.
We have to have this conversation.
But we have to officially welcome you to the second hour. If you're just joining the show, you have honestly nothing to worry about, though you've missed a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, 45 minutes more to go. Yeah, so yes, Absolute Magic. Still all the cards for you. My name is Mary Basha Alimi.
Yeah, just a little bit more magic for you guys. My name is Mazino Appeal. Remember, you can use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all of our social media platforms to be a part of this breakfast show here, the best one on Nigerian television. Thank you very much.
That's right. Now remember, you can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere across the world. And that, of course, is through our mobile app, which you can download on the Google Store or iOS, okay? That's the Google Play Store or iOS.
I had a couple of people download the app yesterday and they were like, just calm down. Once you press live, it all comes on, okay? It's very easy to use. Love it, actually. Now, you can also watch us live on GOTV. We're channel 27 and, of course, channel 49 on UHF.
Now, this is something we implore you to do, and that is to follow us across all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on TikTok. We are everywhere, sir, at TVC Connect. Okay? Now,
we've still got a musical performance coming your way, so please be informed to stay in your places this morning. We've got Funmi Oloyede, simply called Funmi. Now, she's a musical minister, lead worship coach, who's versatile in traditional African genre of music. You guys are going to love what she's got for us today.
Finally, joining us on the couch for an interesting conversation is Gregory Ojefua, also known as Greg Ojefua. Actor, comedian, voiceover artist, compare, MC, and translator, who is known for his comic movie roles. And of course, he's known for so many things, really. We can't wait to have him in the studio with us. Last, the guy might be jobless.
Say that again?
I said last, the guy might be jobless. Not because she's the one speaking for him, so obviously there's something to hide. Just saying.
Well, over the weekend, I was invited by the Edo State government, right, for their International Film Festival. Why are you laughing?
No, nothing. When you said governor, I wanted to say, even Mahama. Actually, it was actually the governor, actually.
Oh,
it was the governor, really.
Wow.
Yes, it was.
Nice.
Don't try me. Anyways, right, that's not the...
That's not the...
Samasino.
Okay, sorry, go.
Yeah, so, right, it actually so it was a gathering of... people in the creative space, so from actors to filmmakers to film editors to content creators generally. It was a wholesome event. I mean,
where did this happen?
It happened over the weekend, so it was from the 1st to the 4th in Edo State.
Oh, you were over?
Right.
Oh.
Right.
That's nice. Okay.
Yeah. So there was a lot that went on. Apart from celebrating celebrities from their state, they also trained young people who are, interested in,
That's very good that the government is actually encouraging people who are in
this industry. I was really, really amazed by it, to be honest. And really, there were lots of monies that were given to young content creators, from even photographers. It was an amazing ceremony. I was really, really happy, and I think it's something that other states should, learn from.
I know quite well that several states do that. They try to encourage young people. They give grants and all. And so it's something I must commend the states that actually do. Supporting young talents, encouraging them, trying to help them, improve on their skill.
Yeah, and even learn skills. Yes. It was really beautiful to
I hope you had time to take a tour around the state and see.
Oh, yeah, we did. We went to Presco Limited. Do you know Presco Limited?
Now, what they do?
Okay, so it's this plantation. They make oil. refined
Fantastic.
palm oil.
Yeah,
It was
been there,
beautiful to
been
see.
there,
Love
been
it.
there.
Love it.
Take a trip around Nigeria. You'll be all
Yeah,
surprised
you
what
You
you'd
know,
actually
talking
find.
about palm oil, the only thing I remember in Edo State is all the mashing with your feet. But let's not discuss you this morning. Let's check out the weather. Time for the news update on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mary Bashra Alimi. Now, the Lagos State Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Idris Salako, has resigned. His resignation comes barely 24 hours after a 7-story building caved in, with rescue operations still ongoing. Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Gbenga Omotosho, confirmed this development in a statement on Monday. It is, however, unclear if the commissioner tendered his resignation immediately after the collapse happened. Omotosho stated that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has accepted Dr. Salako's resignation, stating that the process is a prelude to the restructuring of the ministry and its agencies. A bit of politics now. The British High Commissioner to Nigeria says the UK government will continue to work very closely with Nigeria to sustain the already existing and long-lasting peaceful coexistence between both countries. Catriona Lang made the statement during a courtesy visit to the APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu in Abuja. After a closed-door meeting of the UK delegation and the APC presidential candidate, Asiwaju Tinubu was as well as Mrs. Catriona, stated that the United Kingdom believes in Nigeria's democracy and commends its journey so far. She disclosed that the meeting is one of the many visitations to all the presidential candidates ahead of the general election next year.
Very grateful to His Excellency's team for meeting us today. This is one of a series of meetings with all the main presidential candidates. The UK is a firm and long-standing partner of Nigeria. We believe in Nigeria's democracy and we commend the democratic journey. So one of the things we talked about is the importance of Nigeria's democracy and for encouraging Nigeria to join what our government calls a network of liberty. The world will be watching these elections and all the presidential candidates have a huge responsibility to play their part to make sure they are peaceful and credible, which will help Nigeria, I think, establish its rightful place in the world. Whoever comes into government, and of course it could be this presidential aspirant, His Excellency Tinubu, it could be somebody else, the UK government will continue to work very closely with Nigeria. We have a long history, a deep history, we have people-to-people links. We want Nigeria to succeed, Nigeria's success.
And that's it on the news updates for today on Wake Up Nigeria. There's so much more to come. Just stay with us.
Welcome back, people. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria. Yes, it is time for some fashion discussion. And with me on the couch is Ayodeji Olubade. He is the CEO of Atlantic Exhibitions, one of the organizers of the Lagos Fashion Fair. You are welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Right. So this is the 8th edition of the Lagos Fashion Fair.
Yes.
So tell us a little about it.
Well, Lagos Fashion Fair, presently, we're collaborating with under Fashion Mogul, which is the Tony Lawani, and also African Fashion Week by Princess Runke. Yeah, and we couldn't do this over the, during the COVID-19, and over time we realized that we have to at least give something special to the designer this year, and that's why we are coming together to make it strong. And it take place starting tomorrow at a cool convention center, a cool hotel.
Okay.
So starting from 10 a.m. in the morning till 6.
So you've been doing this for so many years. I mean, this is your 8th edition.
Yes.
How has it enabled businesses in the industry?
Thank you. I can tell if you look around, most of the designers that we have brought to Nigeria and also the Nigerian designers have been able to work together, to, up their game, the designs and the styles given to people. And also, we have encouraged exportation as well. And entrepreneurs are, the young entrepreneurs, the SMEs, we have been able to impart them and encourage them to showcase their product. And that's the purpose of the exhibition, whereby they bring their products, showcase the product, people will have access to those products, touch these designs and be able to feel the fabric. And also runway will be taking place too, right, where people can see how they can style their designs and whatever designs they prefer to pick.
Okay.
And no, we are not limiting to that. Tony Lawani will coordinate the masterclass where we can impart young people We can educate them how to, technology-wise, or how to promote their business, their fashion business, and be able to distribute accordingly. So we have 3 days, starting from tomorrow till Friday.
All right, great.
Yes.
You've been in this industry for quite a while, right?
Yes.
And you want to tell us a bit about how the evolution of the fashion industry in Nigeria.
Yes. Well, we're back in the days, it's when we only the rich people, into certain style or designs or whatever. But these days, this is what we have adopted.
Yeah.
Every home, we have been able to encourage designers to bring fashion to every home, whereby you depend on the occasion or the culture or whatever. That's what is in the trend right now. So we have been able to encourage that. So at least in Nigeria right now, the young entrepreneurs are doing so well in that aspect,
in the
industry.
In that space, great.
Yeah.
Now talk us through some of the challenges that you've experienced, in the years since you've been doing the Lagos Fashion Fair, and what you intend to do better in this edition.
Good. Well, most importantly, we want Nigerian designers to be able to export, go beyond Nigeria, be able to distribute across the border and also to the Western world. And I think we are doing that presently. And also we have encouraged some of them to, adopt new technology in terms of, so in terms of the, sewing and the kind of the finishing, the technology they need, the detailing of those, their product, and they've been able to do that. And also the technology in terms of social media, enable them to travel far and large in order to, distribute across, and people can shop online as well. So I think that is also another thing we want to do, and we are encouraging people to come because we have declared it free of charge, and also opportunity to pick vouchers, tickets. In fact, Abdon Home is giving us a land that, the first 5 people.
Oh, wow.
Yes, the opportunity to win a plot of land.
Wow.
That attend the event.
You're giving
vouchers.
out 5 plots of land.
No, a plot of land, and also several, vouchers that people can shop. If you attend the event, opportunity to win a voucher for you to shop during the event. And if you shop up to 150, you have other prices or gifts to, go away with. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we've seen the, this is fashion season, right?
Yes.
There's a lot going on in the fashion space.
Yeah.
What lessons are you, given to upcoming fashion entrepreneurs who are looking to get into, the fashion space?
First and foremost, I want them all not to stay behind. They should find their way to a hotel convention center, right? Because we have a whole lot to, give back to them, to learn through the master class, and also to exhibit and witness the runway as well. So I want them to be there tomorrow. And once they get there, they would have a lot to learn from, an opportunity to be, because we have some of these designers that are willing to distribute. They are looking for distributors beyond, because they produce a lot, and they are looking for distributors to empower and impart the young entrepreneurs. So if they are looking, they shouldn't sit at home or feel they have nothing to do. It's a place where young entrepreneurs would have more to do. And,
now let's talk about the criteria
yes.
that you used in picking or choosing some of your exhibitors, because I know that there must have been a lot of entries.
Entries, yes.
And you had to
we sold out, to be sincere.
Right.
Yes.
So what was the criteria for, picking your
Well, we combined the fashion, the ready-to-wear, also with accessories, makeup. Okay. As a matter of fact, we have the Imperial. They are bringing their product, the cream, makeup, and all sort of they produce. They are going to also showcase that. We also have Lodge. Also, they are also giving out hair. So we've been able to combine, every areas in, fashion coming together, opportunity for them to showcase, whereby it's ready to wear. You complete fashion, the style, and also the trends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So during the fashion fair, you have makeup, you have cosmetics,
Exactly.
you have ready-to-wear outfits.
Ready-to-wear, yes.
You basically have everything that makes you look complete and look good.
Exactly.
Very nicely
Yes.
done. Well done
Thank
to
you.
the Lagos Fashion Fair. I'm looking forward to it. I know that it's going to be an event for fashion lovers to look forward to.
Exactly.
Well done. Well
Thank you
done.
very
Wishing you all the best as well.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Thanks.
we have to go on a quick break now, people. The Wake Up Nigeria show continues in a bit. Stay with us.
Oh, you caught us. We're talking about geography with our next guest. Finally joining us today on the couch for an interesting conversation, Gregory Ojefwa, also known as Greg. Greg.
Greg.
Jeffrey is going to be Greg anyway. Greg Ojefwa. Now, he's an actor
Yes,
and
he's
much
also
more.
a comedian, a voiceover artist, he's a compare, MC. He's also a translator. That one I'm interested in. He's known for his comic movie roles and, of course, for playing Ojukwu in movies. Great to have you in the studio.
Great to have you, Greg. Welcome. Good to have you here.
You know, I said I'm very interested in the translator part. What do you translate?
I translate pidgin to English, so and vice versa.
Vice versa.
Nice.
So if you have scripts, if you have adverts and all that, so you know, there's pidgin and there's even pidgin has corrupted versions of it.
Yeah.
So, but most people know that the authentic pidgin is the Warri vibe.
Okay, and that's you can do that. Did you grow up in Warri?
Basically, no, I grew up in Lagos.
So how do you get that Warri vibe going?
I schooled in Benin, and you know, so Benin you had all sorts, basically, and in Benin the lingua franca mostly on campus.
It's pidgin English.
It's pidgin, you know.
You're gonna do one for us. You're gonna do because I love it when they do all those. Because I'm a voiceover artist myself.
Yeah.
Oh, that pidgin English, you know. I don't it's like,
No, he is a Tush voiceover artist.
Yeah, I can tell.
Like, yes, Masino would never do. Bros, wait till you hear Masino. Bros, wait till worry you.
How would they do you for
the money is there. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
do it.
right.
Well, let's talk about you in movies, man. I've seen you in movies. I've seen you play the bad guy in movies. I've seen you play the comic guy in movies. I especially love you as the bad guy. Can't remember the one where it was you in a car, and then it was. I just have that picture of you in my mind. You got into movies when, and what is your most memorable role that you've ever played?
Okay, first of all, the nickname or screen name, brand name is Greg Teddy Bear Ojefwa.
There you go.
It's very important. Everyone loves a teddy bear. Am I right? Or am I right? All right. And I got into movies first in 2008. Then I did a couple. I did about 6 titles. Then I took a break. Then I came back fully again in 2013. And since then it's been, you know, a blast. And my most memorable movie till date would be playing General Ojukwu in the short film Encounter. And recently in a feature-length movie yet to premiere, The Other Side of History.
Nice.
Encounter is a short film, about 24 minutes. Then the Other Side of History, it should be well over 2 hours or thereabouts.
Nice.
Well, so it looks like you've cornered that Ojukwu personality.
Yeah.
Yes, I dare say I'm the only actor in history who's played him, not just once,
But
twice.
Right, really? What was playing him like? I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
What was playing him like? I mean, did you have to like enter that character, and how did you do research for that character? Because he's a very iconic Nigerian general. You know, no small person can play Ojukwu. Is my point.
Yes, I think having to say enter the character, I wouldn't do justice to it. I had to be him as much as possible, not just because he is not a fictional character, he's a real person, but the sentiments that surround him. I just told myself, you have no choice but just to kill yourself being this man, so that at the end of the day, you would leave no room for doubt to the amount of work that you put into it. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I scoured YouTube everywhere.
How did you get his accent going?
YouTube.
He has a very peculiar accent.
Yes, it's not just British English. It's actually Queen's English.
There you go.
So it's more royal. There's more class.
Regal.
The way, you know. So that was for me was the major research point, getting that accent right, getting the cadence, you know, his mannerisms, smoking style. He's just it was a very grand personality. You know, never rushed things, you know, enjoyed life, enjoyed every minute that ticked away. So
Yeah.
it was hard work. It was till date. And I'm hoping that, you know, when the other side of history comes out, I wouldn't disappoint.
Okay,
We don't
so as an
expect you to.
actor, for some people, they get into acting through passion.
Yes.
Some people, it's something they study at school. Or some people, it's accidental.
Yes.
Which route did you take?
Passion, actually. Growing up, I always loved the arts. My mom, before she retired, was an arts major, English history. She taught that. So we had a mini shelf library in the house with all Shakespearean classics and the like. So from very tender age, about 8 in primary school, I was already reading those books. And back in my time, we had Ghanaian teachers. And in my class...
Ghanaian teacher, where did you grow up?
In Lagos. Surulere.
Where in Lagos? Surulere.
Surulere. But so we had one in particular who loved the arts and who would not just make us read some of those Shakespearean stories. He would, you know, tell us to come out and, you know, have a little play and all that. So that spurred the interest. Coupled with the fact that I've always been a great dancer. Okay.
No.
Really now?
Okay. You'll be surprised what he said he can do.
Okay, do you know when you said you'd be surprised what he said he can do? A character came into mind.
Well, Pooh?
No, not even Pooh. I'm trying to remember his name now. The other teddy bear. The mischievous one.
Ted?
Yes, Ted himself.
Ted. That was
so when you mentioned dancing, I could just see him going. But really, you know, looking at Ted, for example, we know most times Ted goes nude. And
Ted is nude.
Yes, he's always in his bed.
There are times he tries to wear something. but then, of course, that brings me to something you once said. You talked about, you already know what is coming, right? You talked about the fact that you wouldn't mind acting nude if the role required.
Yeah.
Has that changed, or you are still confident?
I'm still very confident if it's required. If it's required, and not just for the commercial impact it may have, or like 12 years a slave, Lupita, you know, slaves were flogged naked.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're going to do that, I would go naked. But then other factors need to come into place to make sure I can go naked comfortably. And you know, when I go to the bank, my bank too will be happy being naked.
What's your dream role apart from playing Ojukwu, which of course you killed from the first one we've seen? What else would be that role that you're looking for to embody?
India me.
You know,
see, no.
Like, you know what you're definitely going to
do. You know, I was leading there.
Yeah.
I was leading there because I think one of the, and it's unfortunate that this is a villainous character.
Yes.
But Idi Amin, if you read about Idi Amin, there's much more than meets the eye with this guy who was an ex-champion boxer and everything, found himself inside of the army by many means, and then became a general, also becoming the president. His character is a very powerful one.
Yes, indeed.
Did Whittaker do, was it Whittaker? Who was it now? Was it Whittaker? I can't remember who played him. It was Whittaker, wasn't it?
Not quite sure. No.
But I'm yet to find, or I'm looking forward to seeing who is going to embody that character next again. Because I've read so much about African dictators, and Idi Amin stands out.
It stands out, you know. And for me, I'm just hoping, because I've even got to play Asari Dokubo. The film, for some reason, I haven't seen Up Creek Without the Paddle.
I've seen that one.
Something, yeah. So, you know, I enjoyed, you know, living there.
You do look like Asari, actually.
You're somebody who could actually embody the characters of certain eminent personalities. Yeah. And, you know, each time you mention these individuals, I already see you in those. But then I just have to point out something, especially regarding the Nigerian industry. I remember there was a time when there was this talk about ritual happenings in movies and how the industry is to be blamed. And I remember you're one of those who spoke about it, mentioning the fact that, the industry is not to blame for people doing that. But do you really believe that the industry is not to blame? Because many children today, when they tell you about the movies that affect their lives the most, the movies they remember, they don't remember the ones where Liz Benson was hanging out with Richard Mofe-Damijo. They tend to remember the I Am a Tanga. So would you really say, based on this, that the movie industry has no effect, no influence on that?
I would say that because many of this, practically all that I ever saw, always ended up with resolution that they pay for the crime, which is a deterrent. to that. So if we're going to do that, then we're going to blame everything. We're going to blame robbery on movies. We're going to blame drug use on movies. We're going to blame...
The robbery part, a young man claimed to have been inspired by... What's the name of that actor now? He said that's the person that inspired him to go into robbery. So those are the things that made the board say, you know what, the movie industry has a lot of responsibility.
I think another major, it just popped into my head, another major thing is that many parents, and I think parents should listen very well, every movie has a rating.
Thank you.
Many parents they don't buy a movie because they are enjoying it, and the movie is even meant for their age grade. They put it there and they allow their kids to watch. And at a certain age, your mind can't really discern between reality and fiction. So maybe if we look at it from that point, that some parents, some guardians didn't, protect them from certain content.
I agree with you, absolutely. That's just the way I see it.
At the end of the day, it's not now Nollywood, it is the guardians.
Right.
You know what? At this point, I should say a very big thank you to you. But you're not leaving yet.
No.
First off, we're going to take a look at some of his work, like just have a feel of Greg Ojefwa. And in the meantime, we'll head to the kitchen for breakfast.
Oh, now you're talking.
But you should know some people who used to sell it. Like people around the...
Can you just shut up and stop asking stupid questions?
Welcome back, people. We're taking him on his challenge. He actually said he's a good dancer, so we just want to see how good a dancer you are.
Yes.
If you don't mind. Hey, what do you have? What's this? Get it.
No, it is
Please sit down.
Oh, thank you.
You deserve breakfast. Sit down. Okay.
You've got moves for days.
Thank you.
This is Chef Ruffy B. Welcome to the kitchen. She's made for you spaghetti bolognese, right? So please enjoy.
Tell us what you think, man. This is what you've been waiting for. The moment is here.
The moment is here.
Okay. Let's do this now.
Yes, indeed.
Take it in.
Ordinal's mouth cooler.
It's all right.
A collision course is taking place.
I was about to say that this food has put me on a collision course.
Nice.
To enjoyment. I do see collision course. It's out there on Netflix.
Yes, indeed.
It's a beautiful one.
It's on Netflix. It came out, Monday, was it?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a beautiful movie.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Well done, Chef
Take away, please.
Thank you.
You got to take that one away.
Stop looking at. Why are you looking at it now?
That one is for you. Can take it away.
Listen, everybody.
All right.
I want to say thank you to everybody who joined us from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. up until now. Thank you very much. It's been quite a blast for a Tuesday morning here on Wake Up Nigeria. We've had fun. Thank you, Chef. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, her name.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much. Bye. Tomorrow, Wonder Women Wednesday. Don't forget. Bye.
Bye, everybody.